Once upon a time, in a cozy little kitchen filled with the wonderful smells of cookies and cake, there sat a very special, big glass jar. This wasn't just any old jar. Oh no! This jar was a treasure chest, brimming with the most colorful, sparkling candies you could ever imagine. There were bright red candies that looked like tiny jewels, deep blue candies that reminded you of the summer sky, and amazing swirly candies that were a kaleidoscope of every color in the rainbow. They all sat together, a happy, sugary family. And right in the very heart of this candy kingdom, nestled among all his colorful friends, was a candy named Choco. Choco was a smooth, rich chocolate drop with a shiny coat, and he was quite popular. He loved living in the jar. From inside his glass home, he could see the whole kitchen. He watched the sun rise and paint the room in golden light. He saw the family bustle about during the day, and he loved the peaceful quiet that fell at night. But Choco had a secret, a very big, very special secret that none of the other candies even knew about. He could talk. Yes, that's right. Every single night, after the big kitchen clock chimed its last chime, when the moon was high in the sky and the whole house was tucked in and dreaming, Choco would get a funny, tickly feeling. It was his signal. As the last light in the hallway flicked off, plunging the kitchen into a soft, silvery darkness, a tiny voice would whisper from the candy jar. "Hello, is anyone out there?" At first, the other candies were just as surprised as you are. But soon, they got used to it. Hearing Choco's voice became the best part of their night. The jar would come alive with soft giggles and rustles. The candies would roll gently, nudging each other as if sharing a wonderful secret. They would whisper back to Choco, telling him stories of their day. The red candy would talk about how close he came to being chosen, and the swirly candy would describe the patterns of light that danced on its surface. The jar was their own little world, full of secrets and laughter after dark. One evening, something different happened. The kitchen door creaked open long after dinner time. A little girl named Lily tiptoed in. Her shoulders were slumped, and her face, usually so bright and full of smiles, was cloudy and sad. She had a tough day at school, and a little argument with her best friend had left her feeling lonely and blue. She walked over to the counter and looked at the candy jar, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. Maybe a sweet treat would make her feel a little better. Slowly, carefully, she reached out and her small fingers twisted the heavy lid of the jar. It made a soft pop as it opened. She peered inside, looking at all the wonderful colors. She was about to reach for a shiny red one when a small, clear voice suddenly popped out of the jar. "Hello there!" Lily gasped and jumped back, her eyes wide with astonishment. She looked around the empty kitchen. Was she imagining things? She leaned closer to the jar again, her heart thumping like a little drum. Did you just talk?" she whispered, her voice barely a breath. "Yes, I did," said the voice, and this time it was even more cheerful. A little chocolate drop, Choco, wiggled his way to the front of the pile. "It's me. My name is Choco. And we're the talking candies." A huge smile, the first real smile of the day, spread across Lily's face. It was like magic. Her sadness started to melt away like chocolate in the sun. She couldn't believe it. Talking candies. It was the most wonderful, impossible thing she had ever seen. She leaned in, fascinated, as the other candies rustled and giggled in agreement. But Choco said, his voice becoming a little more serious and gentle, "We have something very important to tell you. Candy is a very special treat. It's for making happy moments even happier, and for chasing away the occasional sad cloud. But too much of a good thing, especially a sweet thing, can make your tummy feel quite unhappy." The other candies nodded in agreement, making a soft clinking sound. Lily listened carefully. She looked from Choco's earnest little face to the mountain of candy in the jar. She knew he was right. Her mom had told her the same thing. She nodded slowly, understanding. So, just one candy is okay, she asked, her voice hopeful. One candy is perfect, Choco exclaimed, his cheerful voice returning. One is just right to make you smile without upsetting your tummy. It's all about balance, you see. Lily's smile returned, brighter than before. She carefully reached into the jar and picked up a single, swirly lollipop. She held it up to the light, admiring its beautiful colors. Then, she gently placed the heavy lid back on the jar, making sure it was closed tight. Inside the jar, a soft cheer went up from all the candies. They rustled and rolled in celebration. Choco beamed with pride. He had helped a friend and shared an important lesson. From that day forward, the candy jar became even more special. It wasn't just a jar of sweets, it was a jar of friends. But the candies were clever. They didn't talk to just anyone. They saved their voices for children like Lily, kids who knew the value of sharing, who were good listeners, and who understood that eating kindly meant enjoying treats in just the right amount. The legend of the talking candy jar spread in whispers among the children of the neighborhood. They learned that the real magic wasn't just in the talking candy, but in the lesson it taught. A little bit of sweetness goes a long way. And every night, after the kitchen was quiet and the house was full of dreams, a soft, sweet whisper would float from the big glass jar on the counter. It wasn't a question anymore. It was a gentle good night to all the sweet dreamers. Sweet dreams! Thank you so much for watching our story today. We hope you loved meeting Choco and his friends. If you enjoyed this magical adventure, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful tales. We love sharing stories with you. See you next time.